True Warrior Football. True Warrior Football. True Warrior Football.
You are listening to True Warrior Football Podcast with your host, Corey Kid Smith.
Ladies and gentlemen, now is the time. I've been teasing this big moment for quite some time. The delay is finally over. The new edition of the True Warrior Football Top 100 is coming to you live right now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. As always, if you do not know me, let me introduce myself. My name is Corey Kid Smith. I've been running True Warrior Football every year since the 2018 season. And in the 2019 season, following our state championship 2018 season, I came up with the True Warrior Football Top 50. Controversial, but in the end, nobody could complain because it was the first of its kind. You see, I've been doing this show for 8 years, and really, truthfully, I'm the only show of my kind anywhere in the state of Indiana. one-on-one, only one. And I'm doing something once again that's going to take this show to new heights. That is the top 100 greatest players in our program's history, all right? Going to expand on what I did in 2019. Going to be players that were in the top 50 that aren't in the top 50. There will be players that were not in high school at the time when I dropped the list that will be not only in the top 100, but in the top 50 and higher. And also, there are going to be players. I did more research on this list, 10 times more research, I feel, than I did on the previous one. And I put a lot of thought, time, and effort into that list. And ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you this is the most comprehensive list of some of our program's greatest players you will find anywhere, I'm telling you, it is truly that. And now, I want to start with this. 100 players, but I found out so many great players in this program, I had to do an honorable mention list. So here's those players right here. Let's take a look at this graphic. So many great players on this list. Guys like quarterback Zach Sumeyer, defensive back Dennis Mitchell, Jermaine Satterfield, quarterback, Brandon Blackburn, offensive lineman, Paul Washington, linebacker. The list of great names goes on and on and on. I'm just telling you, there are so many great players that came through our program. It's just so hard. Benny Baines, Bob Anderson, Gunners Janelson, Scott Ellington, Daniel Gray, Kyle Ron, and one person that I really, truly wanted to be a part of 100, and I ended up taking them off, and this is to that person personally. I felt like having them on would be truly great. And as I'm doing more research on it, as I'm putting more time and effort to making this the best list I possibly could, I said to myself, Corey, you just can't. You just can't, because it's an honor to be a part of this because everybody knows you and respects you. But the reason you're wanting to do this is not truly the right reason. It would be disrespectful to every person that played before and after this person, and it would be also disrespectful to that person indeed. And for that, the only person I'm issuing a true apology for not having you on this list is kicker JC Merchant. Now, JC, I love what you did. You were the first female player in our program. You were the Special Teams Player of the Year from my program in 2021. My favorite memory of you, you kicked the game-winning point in our 57-56 win over Ben Davis at their place. A truly great game, probably the greatest game of the rivalry I've ever seen. It would be such a dishonor for me to have you on here after just one season, knowing so many great players, spent so much hard time, and I'm sure you put a lot of hard time and effort into your season, your efforts to be a part of this program. Trust me, I wish I could have had you on here. I wish you could have been a part of our program longer. That way it would have been a even more no-brainer. But as you see, there have been so many greats, and I couldn't put you on here. It's so tough. It's so tough. So JC, I love you. I love what you've been doing up there at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. Keep being great. I love you so much. You've been a great part of our program. I'll never forget the contributions you made. All right. So, honorable mentions out of the way. You guys saw that. So, you got to be wondering, all right, Corey, you did all that explaining. Who is first? Well, we're going to work our way down. We're going to do 100 all the way to 1. Starting off, the number 100 player in the True Warrior Football Top 100 is Dejuan Eckles, defensive lineman from the program from the years 2018 to 2020. Dejuan was an excellent player during his time, 3-year starter, earned all-conference and all-county honors, named MVP of the team during his senior season, part of the Indianapolis Stars 2021 Central Indiana Super Team, finished the senior campaign with 38 tackles, including 10 games where he had back-to-back tackles, or 2 games where he had back-to-back tackles, 5 sacks, 3 caused fumbles, closed a career with over 100 tackles from the defensive lineman position. Truly impressive, very impressive, including 15.5 for a loss, 14 sacks, 5 forced fumbles, and recovering 3. That's a truly great campaign. This man was an absolute beast, a tear on the defensive line. Hey, Dejuan, you're doing some great things at Ball State. Continue to make us proud, man. Congrats on making the top 100 list. Coming in at number 99, we have Jordan Shine, free safety linebacker from 2009 to 2011. Now, Jordan Shine was a player that was just so great at his position during the time. He was one of the top-rated safeties at his position when he was a senior. Went on to play and enroll at Purdue. But during his senior season, he had 90 tackles. He had 6 interceptions. He broke up 7 passes, including this key interception or key pass breakup right here on the road at Ben Davis, as Ben Davis was trying to drive and make a comeback. Knocked it out of the air. Gotta love that play. He blocked 3 punts and recovered 3 fumbles and forced 2 more. All mixed selection, all county selection, all state guy as well. Just a truly great player. Jordan Shine comes in at number 99. Number 98 is one of the more visible alumni of our program right now. You may see him doing a lot of things on social media. He was on Fox Sports for a long time. He does stuff with Coach JB. Number 98, defensive lineman Darnell Smith, who was, for his time, pound for pound, one of the strongest players on the team. Still probably one of the strongest players in program history. Look, this guy, as an interior defensive lineman, was part of one of the best defensive lines in our program's history. You had him, you had Sheldon Day, you had Josh Posley, Jonathan Burt, just some truly amazing guys. But back to Darnell. Darnell was an all-conference honor as a senior, managed 52 tackles, 2 sacks, 1 forced fumble as a senior, 90 tackles total overall through his career, 4 sacks, 1 forced fumble. But look, man, this guy right here, as an interior defensive lineman, you just cannot measure what they brought to the game in stats. A defensive lineman like him causes pain and terror for offensive linemen each and every time they step on the field. Darnell Smith was definitely one of those ones, truly one of the best at his position in our program's history. Congrats, Darnell. Keep making us proud. You are number 98 on the True Warrior Football Top 100. Coming in at number 97, Big Edward Hazlet. Look, when you talk about some of our best players at position, they're really, during the time where we just were strictly run, 4th down, what are we going to do? We're going to run the ball again. A guy like Big Ed Hazlet, all right, 6'8", over 300 pounds, was one of the guys our team loved to run behind. But he wasn't just a great run blocker. He had great hands as well, tight end. He didn't get a lot of touchdown catches or touchdown passes or passes thrown his way, but what he was able to do was truly phenomenal. It was an all-state selection, all-county, all-conference guy as well. Went on to play football at the University of West Kentucky. Go Tops. So, hey, Big Ed, congrats. I know you're doing some great things now. It's your first year being the head coach at Kankakee High School in Illinois. You're doing some great things. Also, congrats to you and your son on the college career that he's about to embark on. Very proud of you, man. Congrats on making the top 100. Now, one of my favorites, linebacker Jordan Wallace, comes in at number 96. Jordan Wallace was just a linebacker. He wasn't just a linebacker. He was a leader, vocal leader, smart. He learned so many great things from another guy that's later on up on this list. Use it to perfection. All right. He was the defensive leader on the 2011 team. 2011 team went 11-1. They didn't win state, but man, I'm telling you, that was one of the all-time great teams right there. Truly phenomenal. And Jordan, for his career, was an all-state selection as a junior and a senior. Made 68 tackles with 3 sacks, 10 tackles for loss, 2 forced fumbles, 1 interception during his senior campaign. Was a defensive captain, first team all-county selection in Marion County. Delivered over 90 tackles for his career, 68 solo with 12 forced fumbles, 1 forced fumble, and a fumble recovery during his junior year. That's a truly great player. Was a contributor on the 2009 state championship team as well when he was a sophomore. Congrats, Jordan Wallace. You're number 96 on the True Warrior Football Top 100 list. Coming in at number 95. A blast from the past, a legend, a dynamic playmaker. That is J. Cole, running back, wide receiver, a guy that was just completely, just a dominant playmaker for his size. Probably the smallest playmaker I think of or I've seen in the program. But man, when he had the ball in his hands, he was absolutely explosive. Just an absolute danger and a true joy to watch. The J. Cole show, when it ran very well. You had to get your popcorn ready for this one. All right, 3,000 all-purpose yards his senior season or for his career, 1,300 yards rushing is for his career, over 29 touchdowns scored, 27 touchdowns scored his senior season alone. Just a truly incredible player for his program. Like I said, when you look at these clips, look at these highlights here. I mean, J. Cole is by far the smallest person on the field, and he's making moves on everybody. Nobody could catch this guy. He was quick. He was that's lightning quick. Probably one of those guys that could, turn the lights off and be in the bed before the room gets started. That's a truly incredible player, and he lands at number 95 on the True Warrior Football Top 100 list. Coming in at number 94, a guy that people just underestimated time and time again, but when you stepped on the field and he got the ball in his hands, you had to watch out, because Brad Ellington was coming your way. He was coming your way with pain and anger and viciousness in his eyes. One of the great running backs of his era that is really underrated, like I said. But he was underrated because, hate to say it, he was the white running back at Warren Central, all right? It is what it is, but man, he gets the ball in his hands. Look at these plays right here. Boom, stiff arm. Boom, touchdown. Boom, touchdown. Boom, long run. Great pass catcher as well out of the backfield. The man was a tremendous player. Rushed for over 1,000 yards during his career, but it was, once again, it's not just stats that make Brad Ellington one of the great running backs. He was just truly phenomenal. He did so many great things for the team. He was a member of the greatest team in state history, the 2006 state championship team. Brad, congratulations. You are number 94 on the top 100 list. All right, you just saw this guy on last year's team, and that is wide receiver Eric Hesser, coming in at number 93. And guys, look, I can talk about Eric Hesser till the cows come home, but look at these. Come on. Boom, touchdown. Boom, Ben Davis guy, get off me. Boom, y'all thought y'all was done? No. Here, look, Center Grove, you're up, but I'm going to get in this end zone anyway. Touchdown. Like, these plays right here are made by a truly elite wide receiver. That's the reason why I named him the Offensive Player of the Year for the 2024 season. He was a tremendous player, all conference selection. He's probably, when you look at guys, modern wide receivers and what we have, David Bell's a standard, then a guy like Joseph Walker. Eric Hesser is right there with those guys. Able to go up, get the ball, extend the play, make big play after big play when it's needed, when it's called upon by his team. That's a truly great player. Eric, I love you. Looking forward to seeing what you do at the next level. Congrats, you're number 93 on the True Warrior Football Top 100. Coming in at number 92, our first kicker so far, and that is my guy, Aaron Sparks. And Aaron Sparks was a kicker during the 2004 through 2005 seasons as a junior and senior, all county selection, all mixed selection as well. During his junior season where he did most of his kicking, he was 45 of 51 on PATs, 2 of 3 on field goals. We didn't kick a lot of field goals back then. If we kicked a field goal, it was an issue. But one of the big field goals he made and attempted was this kick right here in the 2004 regular season matchup game against Ben Davis. A great game, back and forth, teams just going back and forth at it, and he ended up with the game sealing kick to win the game 31-28. He will also put in the winning PAT in the regional championship for us to win 27-26. Look, this guy right here was, when it came time for it, he was absolutely great, man. Congrats, Aaron. You did some great things during the time, and you are number 92, on the True Warrior Football Top 100. Now, coming in at number 91, we have the first current player on the list, that is safety Kaleb Elkins. Kaleb Elkins comes in at number 91, transferred from Lawrence North last year as a sophomore, and just after one season alone, just absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Look at these interceptions right here. Big time plays. This pick right here against Pike was so crucial, all right? This pick right here against Center Grove in the regional championship game helped set up a touchdown, another score for us to help get into the game. Look, there are a lot of players in this program you will see that came through this list that transferred or just played one season, and they may got on. Other players that played 1 year didn't get on, unfortunately. But I just tell you right now, the season that Kaleb had last year, once he had like 6-7 interceptions last year, a lot of great tackles he made. He's a great, he puts our guys in the right position each and every time. I mean, heck, even this year, first game of the season, he's back. He's in there. We block a punt, and then he gets in there. He scores a touchdown on it. This guy knows how to put his eyes around the field, get to where the ball is. Kaleb Elkins, congrats. You are number 91 on the True Warrior Football Top 100. Coming in at number 90, Elijah Slybeck, the first player in program history to win Mr. Football for the kicker position. Elijah Slybeck, one of those guys that came into the program for 1 year. Really, no, he was in the program for 2 years. He only truly kicked for 1 year, and man, his kicking was truly spectacular, all right? Mr. Football winner, like I said, he kicked 4 field goals with a long of 42 right here, 25-26 on extra points, was an all-conference and an all-American selection. Just a truly, truly great player. Also, IFCA Academic All-State. Just a great all-around player, man. Like I said, once again, you get into winning things like Mr. Football Awards, All County, All Conference. There's no way I can have you not on the list. So, congrats, Elijah. You are number 90 on the True Warrior Football Top 100. Coming in at number 89, we have defensive lineman Chris White, and Chris White was a true monster on the defensive line during his time in the program. From 2002 to the state championship winning season 2003, he was a man that offenses had to be aware of each and every time he stepped on the field. He was truly a monster and a terror. All-conference, all-state selection, just truly, truly phenomenal. Went on to become Marion University's first All-American in their program's history. Just a truly great player. Congrats, Chris. You land at number 89 on the top 100 list. Number 88, running back Deontay Buckley. Buck, as he's favorably known around these parts and by myself, one of my all-time favorites, was just a fantastic, fantastic player. Associated Press first team in all-state selection, all-county selection as well. Earned a spot on the ISDA coach's top 50 all-state team. Carried the ball over 200 times for over 1,600 yards rushing, 7.5 yards per carry, and 27 touchdowns. As a senior, guys, I don't believe you don't understand how many times that. I mean, that is just an incredible stat. That many touchdowns as a senior, truly impressive. Only a handful of players have done that since his time in the program. Most importantly, he had a 200-yard rushing game against Center Grove at Center Grove. All right, just incredible right there. And then also one of my all-time favorite games. He just killed Ben Davis as a junior right here. I want to say it was like 230 yards rushing. We got the shutout win. Buck was definitely a huge part of that. Buckley, congrats, man. You're landing at number 88 on a True Warrior Football Top 100. Coming in at number 87, kicker from my senior year, the 2005 state championship team, Maki Magdalinos. Maki was a tremendous kicker. Take a look at these stats, okay? Coming into the state championship game in 2005 against HSC, Maki had made 69 PATs. At that time was a school record. In the game, he will make 7 more PATs for a school record of 76 PATs. Absolutely incredible. He had 6 made field goals on the year. Maki was an incredible special teams player for our program. He did punts when needed. He did kickoffs when needed. Heck, he probably painted your back porch when you needed too. He was an all-around amazing player. Congrats, Maki. You land at number 87 on the True Warrior Football Top 100. Coming in at number 86, I have another legendary kicker for you guys. Gary Bonan, legendary kicker with the 84 and 85 state championship team. Check this out, okay? He had 48 straight made PATs. He had 6 made field goals, including the clutch made field goal here at Warrior Stadium in the playoffs against Cathedral that would lead the team to a victory over Cathedral and send them to the state championship game. It's a truly incredible player for his time, a player that is often forgotten, but he isn't forgotten by me. Coach, Mr. Bonan, congrats. You just made it on the True Warrior Football Top 100 list at number 86. Coming in at number 85, linebacker Tim Parker. And Tim Parker was one of the great linebackers of the early 2000s. And when you think of those teams that, before 2000 to 2001, Warren Central had some really great teams. And often they didn't get the state championship. They didn't get those accolades. But man, were they full of great players. And Tim Parker was one of the all-time best players on those teams. An all-conference selection. He led the team in tackles. He was Defensive Player of the Year on the team. Tim, congrats. You made the True Warrior Football Top 100 list at number 85. Coming in at number 84, we have legendary 90s player Justin Smith.
Considered by many to be one of the better defensive players of the 90s, Justin Smith was the first all-MIC defensive back in school history in 1996. Following his career at Warren Central, he would go on to be a star defensive player, switching to linebacker for the Hoosiers down there in Bloomington with the IU football team. He made 2 all Big Ten defensive teams at linebacker in 1999 and in 2000, as well as making 4 consecutive all Big Ten academic teams. From this, he parlayed that into a career in the NFL, where he spent several years, including a stop with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers his rookie season, where he would become the first Super Bowl winning champion in our program's history.
Congrats, Justin. You're number 84 on the True Warrior Football Top 100. Coming in at number 83, we have Andrew McDonald, a.k.a. 18. And you guys may actually, 18, Andrew McDonald, who is this guy? Well, first of all, we call him 18 because that's the size shoe he wore, okay? 18 size shoe. Incredible. Now, him, beast, huge player, went on to play at IU, made it to the NFL, long-time career, was an outstanding offensive lineman here. That's absolutely, truly spectacular. Truly was one of the bigger players in our program's history. Him along with Ed Hazlet, two guys at 6'6", 6'7", 6'8". You cannot do anything but run the ball behind those two guys. And that's what we did time and time again. So, Andrew, you're one of the great players of our era, one of the great players of all time in our program's history. Congrats on making the True Warrior Football list, top 100. Coming in at number 82, another great offensive lineman in our program's history, Quinn Sholar. And Quinn was just an absolute road grader, man. Part of the state championship team in 2018. He would go on to have, he's going on currently having a great career at Wallace, but man, this guy during his time here, all conference selection, all county, all state, did some fantastic things for our offensive line, anchored a great unit that we had. Running backs, Ramir Elliott, Randy Wells were some of the key guys he blocked for. Just truly incredible player. Congrats, Quinn. You landed on the top 100 list. All right. And rounding out, all right, here we've done numbers 100 all the way down, and we're at to 81 here, folks. And number 81, another lineman, but on the other side of the ball, defensive lineman, defensive end, that is, Anthony Winbush. And man, when you think of guys, great guys that came through the program that were going to play at Ball State, you think of guys like a Darnell Smith, who we talked about, Josh Posley as well. And another guy, a great guy that followed just in their footsteps, Anthony Winbush. Man, look, these key plays right here that he made during his senior year. The senior year wasn't the greatest all around as a team, but man, was he one of the key players on that defense. That's truly incredible. He made key plays time and time again. He was a force to be reckoned with. An all-conference guy again, an all-state selection. Congrats, Anthony. You landed on the True Warrior Football top 100 list at number 81. And that's all for today, folks. Stay tuned for tomorrow. I want to have another section of the True Warrior Football top 100 for you all to enjoy.